The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go. Check 37, check 37. Check 15, check 15.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Check mark 27. Check.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they get him down. But not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 14. First down, Lions.
He goes, set! Blue 60! 32!
A first down carry here for Johnson. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Man up, check 52. Kill. He's check 50. Let's go.
Now Johnson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 3, check 3. Hey, check 24, check 24. Hey, look, hey, 5-0. Switch.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Hey, we got 4 down.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
4th down.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go. Hey, no. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 28-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. Oh, now Breida loses it, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with, a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
following the fumble recovery. Stafford. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set them up first and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
You. Slam. Check 26, check 26. He's coming. We got double up. Back. Check. Check.
So that'll back him up 5.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Spawn. No.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with second and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on second and goal. To Johnson again, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So third and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
Check.
Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on third and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now fourth and goal.
This situation in the fourth quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Breida. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On third down, Brissett. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This will be fielded at the 17. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Big 20.
Back to throw. Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about that little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Alert! 40, check, check. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Push him back. Hey, orbit. 45 to Mike, 45 to Mike. I'm coming.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Stafford, he's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. Mike 27. Stay 50. Stay 50. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day. Hey, check Mike 20. Hey, Foxtrot. Foxtrot. You ain't
Stafford. Then he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 39.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will make our score 9-0. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You got tight. You got tight right there. Mike 50, Mike 50. Yeah.
Brissett. Able to find Floyd. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. It's brought in by Floyd. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Brissett. 20. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown. 49ers. Marquise Goodwin. His 11th touchdown of the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the eye.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Stafford. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I got you, punk. Hey, Red. 49 to Mike. Watch 49. Watch the slant.
To throw is Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
You ain't doing 59! 49! 49's the mic! 49's the mic! Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off. Hey! Wahoo! 49, guys. Mike.
Throwing again is Stafford. They got a man. It's Woods. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The end result, 21 yards. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
49ers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Let's bring it.
Out of the gun, Brissett. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Marquise Goodwin, incomplete. Darius Slay on the coverage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check 24. Any weapon.
They'll throw now on the final play. They'll get this into the hands of Breida. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team, We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Let's go, Mike. Go. 50. I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
They go play action with Brissett. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here's Brissett. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd and 10 at the Lions' 41-yard line.
Ready? 70 ending. 50. Get him. Get him. Zip it. Kill.
Here's Breida. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. They'll set up a screen for Breida. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Check right, check right. Watching your 5. Check right, check right.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Who we got?
Like 7.
44, Mike.
Bravo.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. 44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike.
10.
Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Say.
21.
Just beating the play clock. Stafford. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Stafford now, still just the one incompletion, 16 of 17. It's first down.
Check.
Real right, 22. Red.
Tackle. Check.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Kill.
Easy alert. 10.
Showing it.
Look behind.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Now the try here for the point after.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Brissett now. And his throw here's incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
It's 4th down.
Now Brissett on 4th down. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. They run with Breida. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett escaping the pressure right. Jones has it. 23 yards the pickup there. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Brissett on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll come out in the pistol. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
Screen play, McKinnon. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. To throw, Brissett. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. Now the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Lady.
36. Tackle. Watch 30.
Hey, 54.
Pick your game up.
Hey, echo.
6. 36.
On first and 10, Stafford. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
49ers 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Open man is Samuel, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
49ers first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let him know.
Brissett sets to throw it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go.
On second down, Brissett again. Caught by Jones. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
They don't want to keep playing hard.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up third and 2.
Let's get
The Niners on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score.
Three down. Check, 55.
And to the air once more, it's Brissett. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line. Brissett to throw on first. He's going to take a shot for the... And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked by Tracy Walker.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
45 to Mike. Let's go, team. Let's go. 45 is Mike. 45. Watch the out.
Monday.
45.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Here we go, D.
Hey, easy.
44. Mike, 44. Watch the run. Check 3. Check 13.
Zero.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Red 80.
Mike, 49. Bandit.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
But it brings up 4th down.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A beautiful fake. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T, go. 55, 90,
now Brissett. Caught. It's Wilson. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Brissett. They're able to locate Wilson. A good pickup there at 22. A first down throw for Brissett. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special.